So Samsung's Fan Edition or FE phones are typically a slightly cheaper, not quite as good alternative to those flagship siblings. Kinda like going to Wimpy instead of Five Guys, or swapping that smoky 12-year single malt for a pint of Lambrini. Now last year's Galaxy S25 FE was a perfectly fine blower, although specs wise it wasn't quite as tasty as some of its similarly priced other phones what cost about the same from Poco and OnePlus and stuff. Badly misjudged what my brain is capable of today. Clearly words over 2 syllables right out. And now we're seeing rumours and leaks aplenty for Samsung's next Fan Edition phone, the Galaxy S26 FE, which should be launching in a couple of months if Sammy sticks to its usual schedule. So will Samsung up its game for the new FE phone, hoping to tempt shrewd consumers after a capable and great value mid-ranger? Well, spoiler alert, no, not bloody really. Techspert Weekly! Now recent leaks suggest that this year's Fan Edition phone will once again sport a similar design to Samsung's Plus flagship, this time around the S26 Plus, with a spacious 6.7-inch screen once again slapped on that front end. As usual, most likely with a slight downgrade for the materials. Like the S25 FE from last year, you'll likely get an armour aluminium frame, and I'd expect Samsung to stick with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus for the front and back. However, I'm also hoping that we get a slim and light finish for the S26 FE, similar to Samsung's other recent mid-range trouser filler, the Galaxy A57. And one recent leak certainly gives cause for optimism in that department, because apparently Samsung may be swapping out its own OLED display tech for more affordable screens produced by TCL China Star Opto. Jesus Christ, maybe half a bottle of scotch before shooting wasn't such a great plan. TCL China Star Optoelectronics Technology. Catchy bloody name, guys. Congratulatory handjobs all round. Anyways, TCL CSOT for short, so let's just go with that. TCL CSOT, who also supplied the screens for Sammy's slightly more affordable Galaxy A57. And while it wasn't quite a match for Samsung's premium dynamic AMOLED displays in terms of vibrancy and contrast, the A57's AMOLED screen was still poppy and pleasingly bright. In fact, my only real moan about it was that it didn't quite get dim enough for all that lovely late night doom scrolling. However, one advantage of this panel is that it's impressively slim, so if Sammy chooses this tech again for the S26 FE, this hopefully will mean that it's a skinny wee sod, just like the A57. Now performance was one area where last year's Galaxy S25 FE couldn't quite cut it with the competition. And that's because Samsung shoved its very own Exynos 2400 chipset inside that wee bugger, which is absolutely peachy for your everyday shenanigans, but certainly gamers will find far beefier chipsets at this sort of price point. And if you're hoping for some big power upgrade for the S26 FE, well, brace for disappointment. Not quite your only daughter bringing home James Corden and declaring her undying love for him levels of disappointment. More like, oh no, I just dropped my half-eaten Kinder Bueno bar on the floor and realised it's a bit too close to a fresh dog turd to really seriously consider retrieving it levels of disappointment. Because according to those online rumours, the S26 FE will be powered by Samsung's Exynos 2500, which was also stuffed into last year's Galaxy Z Flip 7. And while the 2500 isn't a huge slouch, it's slightly more powerful than that 2400, and it does once again struggle with more demanding games like Wuthering Waves, certainly if you want to play with the spangliest graphics settings. Although hey, that was stuffed into a tiny wee flip phone, so we'll see how it fares in the S26 FE. And don't expect much of a battery boost either, especially if the FE has slimmed down a wee bit for this generation. Once again expecting around a sort of 4900 mAh-ish capacity, as Samsung's general attitude towards silicon carbon tech is about the same as a Geordie's reaction to a glass of water. And let's face it, there's also bugger all chance of that 45 watt wired charging being upgraded for this generation, because the pricey S26 Plus flagship phone made do with that very same 45 watt wired charging. Be a bit weird to upgrade the FE model over the flagship. You can also expect the same, not exactly particularly nippy wireless charging. But what about the camera tech? I hear the 5 people who haven't already clicked off this video cry. Well, leaks show that that is unsurprisingly yet another triple lens camera arrangement. Although so far the internet has let us down, as there's been no words, no rumours or leaks on whether the hardware has actually changed up for this generation. On top of my wish list is a less CAC telephoto shooter, because the S25 FE made do with a tiny 8 meg 1/4.4 inch sensor, which was proper balls if the lighting wasn't great. Although even those main sensors struggled in the evenings, capturing quite grainy pics that lacked the finesse of a Pixel, Vivo or OPPO snapper. But one thing you can bet your left bollock on is that the Galaxy S26 FE will be packed to the tits with AI, naturally. Although one feature that I really hope is passed down from those S26 flagships is the excellent call screening. It's an absolute godsend if you're constantly getting calls from private numbers and random marketing toss merchants. Now, despite the alleged cheaper display and also possibly very similar specs, it is also rumoured that the price might be slightly shunted up for this year's Galaxy S26 FE. All thanks to that godforsaken memory shortage, of course. Thanks, AI scrotum suckers. So fans may still end up paying close to flagship prices for the FE, putting it up against beefily spec'd alternatives like the Honor 600 series, the Xiaomi 17T series, and some rather excellent Pocos. Of course, just like pretty much anything you'll find on the internet, it could turn out that everything we think we know about the S26 FE turns out to be a jumbled mass of sweaty, throbbing man bits. And quite literally, if it's like your mum's OnlyFans channel. But what are your thoughts on the Galaxy S26 FE? Are you excited, thrilled, horny? Well, definitely let us know down in the comments below. And now it's time for this dodgy thumbnail of the week. So, dodgy thumbnail of the week. It's kind of like that bit in Art Attack where they showed off creative masterpieces from viewers. Except in this case, it's AI generated thumbnail art that's so bad it would make even a highly constipated Neil Buchanan shit out his kidneys in pure rage. And this week, for a change, I've actually removed the middleman and actually gone straight to the AI source for my thumbnail of doom. So my Samsung Galaxy XR video went live earlier this week. Definitely go check that out if you want to see me looking like an even bigger knob. And by the time I'd finally finished editing that bugger, I was absolutely knackered and frankly so pissed I could barely even focus on my laptop. So I thought I'd try these other sods trick of basically getting Gemini to shit me out a thumbnail. Now this right here was the original image, and all I needed Gemini to do was remove the annoying reflections from the headset's faceplate, which I guess it kind of technically did, although the result was this absolute nightmare fuel here. And so I followed up with, instead of that, can you just make it all black, please? And in retrospect, yes, that command was a bit too vague and open to misinterpretation, because of course the result was this. So I don't think Photoshop will be shitting itself just yet. Dodgy thumbnail of the week. And now it's time for the part of the show where hard truths are served up like Scotch eggs at a British buffet. It's viewer comments. Viewer comments.
I don't care. You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
So let's start this week with ShockBro56, who says, "You touched me 3 years ago." Ruh-roh, am I finally about to be cancelled? I swear, your Uncle Spur, not that kind of uncle. Hang on, there's a bit more. "With your video 3 years ago, I like it." Phew, I live to be a sweary, talentless YouTube twat another week. A Jedi Polar Bear says, "That thumbnail looks like you're advertising you don't know Jack." It bloody does and all, and cracking games by the way. If whoever makes those games happens to be watching and you happen to need a fresh new slaphead to play Jack, well, definitely get in touch with my agent. For a day's work we charge 2 curly whirlies and half a pack of scampi fries. Me and me says, "We need some more outdoor spurt, please." Yeah, the only problem with the outdoors and me is that I don't do particularly well in the sun. And why do you think I live in the UK? Seriously, even cloud cover usually doesn't help. Like last week I was in Mexico for World Cup shenanigans. I rather predictably burned like a sodden vampire, even though it was sodden raining most of the time. I think the main problem was the approximately 3.5 minutes where the clouds did part a wee bit during the Mexico-South Africa match. I only had factor 30 slapped on, so of course I immediately started to sizzle. It was completely worth it though. I mean, what an experience. When Mexico scored that first goal, the stadium basically turned into Box Park, and everyone holding their massive cups of beer up in the air and got literally showered in Michelob Ultra. So whenever Mexico scored after that, I made sure to tilt my head back and keep my mouth wide open. And also 3 red cards in a single match. I can't remember ever seeing that in my lifetime. And I've seen bloody Millwall play. And by the way, while we were out there, we also managed to take in a proper Lucha Libre show, which is a great big beery experience. And I did a big old vlog on that over on my Spurthole channel, so definitely go check that out. The sort of behind the scenes booze up experience. And next up, Orthologist says, glad you enjoyed my country, Greece. Oh mate, absolute banger. That was exactly what I needed after just 5 straight months of endless tech launches. Great food, great people, and bloody great cats. My daughter also a big fan of the local strays and all that as well. She actually went to a local mini mart and bought a packet of those little Dreamies cat treats. Fed them all a bit of that every evening, so by the end of the trip she was like the Pied Piper of Kefalonia. And Jed Bullet says, an enormous sunny Weatherspoons, I'm on my way. I'll see you there, bud. Obsy says, hey uncle, is there any new metal band that you've discovered in the last 5 years that's worth listening to, or should I stick to the classics? All the best from Luxembourg. Hello Luxembourg. And there's actually some pretty damn decent metal bands cropping up these past few years. So lately I've been listening to quite a lot of Flesh Creep, a good bit of Darko US, who I know have been around for a wee while, but definitely well worth checking out. A Lorna Shore as well. Vicious Rain and Reverie just put out a decent new album each. Callous Dowboy is one of my absolute favourites right now as well. They've been around a wee while, but I think still relatively unknown. And also it's a different kind of vibe, but I really like the Idle Heirs album as well. That's heirs as in someone that inherits stuff, not hairs as in what I'm sorely lacking. And next up, Talal Unknown says, thank God for YouTube's summarization feature, saved me time to hear his full 3 sentences silly jokes after one proper single sentence. Yeah, I mean, that's fair, I think. If AI basically removed all of the waffle and double entendres and crap your mum jokes, you'd probably be left with about 15 seconds of actual content. Hello, jingle me. Techspert Weekly. You can expect sweet FE as far as improvements go. Good old-fashioned price hike. Sure, there'll be some AI shenanigans. Woof. So bloody glad to be alive. Dodgy thumbnail. Bollock. Viewer comments. Pants. White wee wee. Puke and pass out. Basically f***ing up everything that I try to actually say. Chocolate covered hazelnut is f***ing peak. Bang out of time. Next week. Bugger all Techspert Weekly again next Friday. The Marker says, we need your Sony Xperia 1 Mark 8 review. Well, good news is that wee bugger went live back at the start of this week already, and "we" is definitely not a word you could attribute to it. It's like 23 bloody minutes long. Quite a lot to discuss with that one. It's a complicated wee chap, but yeah, definitely go check that out if you want my full thoughts. Madil says, still waiting for my Xiaomi Band 10 Pro review with no patience. Sorry. I am working on the review. Look, it's even right here on my wrist as I'm speaking at the camera right now, so hopefully in another sort of week or two. Dave A204 says, when are you going to review the Trump phone? It's even got a headphone jack. Headphone jack. Are you sure that's not actually just a sex hole for Trump fans to stuff their throbbing chipolatas into as they picture their glorious leader? A Taxi Tracking says, Chris, do you know when the next Honor flagship is launching? Because apparently their next models will have camera attachments similar to OPPO, Xiaomi and Vivo. All I know for sure is that the Honor robot phone with the funny little gimbally camera thing should be launching sometime after summer. And it's actually going to go on sale, which I've got to admit I did not expect. In terms of the new Magic flagships, that'll almost certainly be sort of the very end of the year / the start of next year, especially for the global rollout, but stay tuned. Probably a Techspert Weekly on it soon. Cathartic Cheese says, what was that beer you were drinking at the start? Oh, the Greek one in Kefalonia. I believe that was a Fix, which is a Greek beer. Which is very tasty, but I've got to say my favourite was probably the Mamos. It's a lovely lager, that nice and crisp. A cold pint of that, absolutely perfect for quaffing while you're cowering from the sun underneath an umbrella. Geralt Riviera says, Apple Intelligence is coming, but unfortunately it's near impossible to get aroused as it's been coming for 3 years now. They're coming for longer than bloody Sting at this point. I've got to admit, I do feel kind of sorry for anyone who bought Apple's iPhone 16 series expecting a whole bunch of jazzy AI tools, because, you know, that's what all of the f***ing adverts were about. And not actually getting any of it. And then a couple of years later, to further rub salt into the wound, they discover that Apple has finally made Siri less shit. And they're not even going to get the less shit version. I mean, I feel sorry for them. If they'd actually bothered to watch my review on that overpriced junk, then they very much would not be in this situation. And Jez Brown says, why the switch from Hollyland to the Rhodes? Oh, you're talking about my mic. I literally swapped away from the Hollyland because I lost the magnetic back, which meant I couldn't stick the mic to my clothes anymore. I did actually find the magnetic back again just yesterday. In fact, I found it in one of my socks. Bugger all idea how that turned up there, but yeah, I've got to love a bit of early onset dementia. I'm massively out of time, so better make this the last one for the week. Alaskan Artisan says, glad I can now take measuring the weight of a squirrel's scrotum off my to-do list. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, getting them to sit still with their fuzzy wee sack on a scale is irritatingly difficult and involves a fair amount of biting and scratching. Sometimes even they bite and scratch me. But hey, you know what? Your Uncle Spurt is willing to take these hits for science. So a massive thanks to everyone for watching this shower of shit to the bitter end. You guys are absolute legends, and thank you for doing commenty typing stuff. Oh my god, my brain is absolutely melting out my ears now. Please do tappy commenty stuff down below again, and we'll get through as many of those as possible next week. And speaking of next week,
Next week, what the f*** is next week?
Well, next week, surprise everybody, I'm once again buggering off out of it. So again, no Techspert Weekly this time next week. Soz, etc. I'm actually sozzing off to Sweden for the first time in my existence, which has got me as giddy as a schoolgirl after 12 fingers of scotch. So very much looking forward to that. If you happen to live in Sweden or you've been to Sweden a fair bit, you've got some recommendations, definitely let us know below. I'm going to be in Stockholm, I should probably say that as well. I'm just buggering off around the whole of Sweden. That'd be very much appreciated. And hoping to do another vlog from there on the Spurt Hole channel. So definitely go check out that if you haven't already. Do a bit of pokey subscribey, dinging the bell. And make sure you have yourselves a bloody wonderful weekend. Cheers everybody, love you!